Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. I'm Christian Ocampo, and today I'm joined by Mr. Christopher Swindle. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're happy to have you here via Skype. We're excited to ask you some questions.
Yeah, happy to be here. Bring it on.
First of all, what is it like working in the industry today?
Oh wow, the voiceover industry. It's tough. It's tough. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of hard work. It's always changing, and so you gotta go with the flow. It's good to be open to doing different things, whether it be commercial, animation, video games. It's good to broaden yourself as much as you possibly can as far as training to have more job opportunities because the competition is just getting crazier and crazier out there. Um, as far as the industry now, the one thing that sticks out that's a little different is we have a little bit of a competition sometimes with popularity. It's become fashionable recently, well, in the last couple of years, to really hire folks sometimes that have a larger following on Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff, and even hiring YouTube performers sometimes to come in and do video work. Had I known that a few years back, I probably would have joined Twitter sooner. I was going to be that one guy or that one person who just kind of stuck out and didn't want to be on Twitter because I just didn't want to do it. And you find out later, oh yeah, it's better to have a little bit more presence online nowadays to get some jobs sometimes. So I've only been on Twitter a couple of years, but it's not always that way. But like I said, it can be tough, and you gotta have thick skin. You gotta be good at rejection. I am a professional at rejection at this point. Uh, but no, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, though. It is.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. So during your time in the industry, what is your favorite project you have worked on?
Oh my God, well, that's a loaded question.
Oh, it's a
There's been
tough one.
some. There's been a few lately, kind of just back to back. Um, I mean, right now, just because the time that we put in on it, what I'd say Kung Fu Panda, Paws of Destiny. Um, it's an amazing project to work on. And that's through DreamWorks, and we're on Amazon Prime right now. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's an incredible thing, and uh, but that's tough because I mean, Kingdom Hearts has also been an amazing experience too. So maybe those two are tied. They might be tied. I don't know. Yeah.
That's fine. So since you already mentioned Kung Fu Panda, what was it like working on that show?
Amazing. I have the extreme honor to voice match for Bryan Cranston on that show. Bryan plays Poe's dad in the film Kung Fu Panda 3, and so DreamWorks was looking for a voice match to cover him for the show. Uh, and that can be incredibly intimidating because he's like one of my favorite actors. I mean, he is the guy. So that could be a little scary, and you want to stay true to what he did, but also make it a little bit of yours as well. But we have such a heck of a crew, a cast and crew on that show. The writers are so good, and the producers. I mean, Charlie Adler is our voice director. Are all and the talent on that show is incredible. The people that are just coming in to do like the little one-offs or the guest roles are some of the top people in the industry, but they're just popping in for an episode here and there to play, side characters, which is amazing. So we're very lucky to work on that. Yeah.
And since you already mentioned one of my newer favorite games, Kingdom Hearts 3,
Yeah.
what was it like working on that video game?
Oh my gosh, when I got the email that they, because I had done a little bit of work for Disney character voices, voice matching for John Goodman a couple times. But when I got the email, and it was just kind of like this low key, casual email. Oh yeah, by the way, they want to start working on this game called Kingdom Hearts. I think it's going to be part 3. I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. That's awesome. That was a blast. I got about 3 sessions out of it because it was a good chunk of dialogue. And it's a dub. You're dubbing. It's essentially a Japanese game. And so when I went in to do it, most of the animation had already been done, and it looked fantastic to look at. This was months and months ago, and then the Japanese voiceover had been done. So I'd say about half of it I needed to dub over and try to fit as best we could with the mouth. And so that was a little tricky. But there were times that I was so mesmerized by what was happening on screen because it looked so good. The voice director had to, hey, wake up! Like, oh, I'm sorry, I got caught up in it. Sorry, start over. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. It was played it nonstop. Such a great game.
Yeah. It's amazing. There's one thing in it that I can tell you. It's kind of a secret that a lot of people are probably never going to hear or know about. But there is a moment where your characters like Sully and Mike, at some point I don't know if we call it. They don't die. They get knocked down and they have to regenerate. I think while they're playing, they just kind of start up again. So this highlights the detail that went into this game, because when Sully goes down, this is something you probably never see, but his mouth moves. It was like 3 times, like maybe 3 mouth movements as every time he goes down, and so we're trying to figure out and I think that the Japanese translation was something like, oh, it's I'll try again, or or oh no, or it didn't work out, or something. And so we were trying to figure out, what do you do in 3 movements? And so the voice director's like, let's just have him say, I'm sorry. And that was, it's really sad, because you hear every time Sully goes down, you hear him say, I'm sorry. And it's like the saddest thing ever. But it's something that you'll probably never hear or notice. But it makes me laugh when I think about it. So that was fun.
Yeah, you had fun with that series.
Awesome. Yeah. Amazing.
Another project you got to work on. What was that working on Bloodstained?
Bloodstained was great. When I went in to record for Bloodstained, that was a crazy day, because I had just come from a session with Kingdom Hearts. So that was one of those crazy double days. So I had all morning through mid-afternoon of Kingdom Hearts, had about an hour, and then writing the Bloodstained for the rest of the day. So I was pretty wiped by the end of the day. Bloodstained was great. That's also a Japanese game, and for that recording we did have a translator on hand there in studio, and so it was a lot of fun. The session itself was a little longer because for each kind of thing we were doing, we did go through a translator who was communicating with some folks over in Japan on speakerphone. So she was there with us in studio, and so she was getting direction and help from them. Then she would, in English, talk to our voice director, and then the voice director would talk to us. So it's a process. But that's going to be a great game, a lot of fun, and we're lucky enough to play. I play Alfred, and then also a couple of other kind of fun side roles in the game as well. So, yeah, that was a blast. End of the day, I had no voice, but it was completely worth it. Completely worth it. So, yeah.
Glad you have fun, that.
Oh yeah, it was a blast.
Good stuff. All right, another one, and this was like Bill game and show. Was like being part of the Transformers franchise.
Oh wow, that was great. My first job with them, and I love Transformers. My first job with them was Devastation. It was Transformers Devastation, a video game, and that was so much fun because they brought back so much of the original cast to do that. And it was crazy that they got so many of them that they did, because some of those guys don't really dig the video games sometimes, but they got a lot of them to come in. So I got to cover for Chris Latta, who had passed away in the mid-90s, and he played Wheeljack. And so they needed someone to voice match for him, and that was an honor. I love that character, and I love Generation 1 Transformers. And the game is great. Game looks just like it. Sounds just like it. And then the second thing I was lucky enough to do was for Robots in Disguise. I got to play... oh my gosh. I just took a blank. The Rage Bite, the shark guy, and that was fun. That was a fun day because that particular episode for Robots in Disguise was a crossover episode. So it was a crossover with the other show, because we had Max Middleton there doing Blur, and it was a full house. We had Eric Bauza, Kari Payton, everybody was there. So it was a big room full of everybody, and so we had a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite franchises. So yeah. I hope to do more. Maybe fingers crossed, have some more down the road. But yeah, it's so much fun.
All right. Now here's a fun little question we like to ask everyone: if you can be any character you have played in real life, who will you be? And you can mix and match.
Mix and match. Wow, that's tough. Maybe that would have to be some weird hybrid, maybe, of like Sully and Beetlejuice. So I did Beetlejuice for Lego Dimensions. So maybe some weird like Two-Face Sully Beetlejuice. Oh my God, make that happen. That would be terrifying and so much fun. So, yeah.
All right. So, is there anything else coming out that you can talk about, or anything you want to plug in at this time?
Let's see. Nothing I can talk about. I'm working with Disney on some cool stuff right now that I probably won't be able to talk about for another year. But as far as plugging, yeah, I mean, Kung Fu Panda Paws of Destiny is on Amazon Prime. Go check it out. You got 13 episodes you can binge. I think we might have some new episodes on the way coming up in the next few months, maybe. And then also Kingdom Hearts has only been out for a couple of weeks, so go play that.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I recommend it to you. All right. Aside from those, and you mentioned Twitter already, any Facebook, Instagram, any other social media for the fans to contact you?
Yeah, it's funny. My Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Swindletopher, and it's the same at Instagram because apparently I'm not that creative. So Swindle Topher on Instagram and Swindle Topher on Twitter. You can follow me there. So come along for the ride. But thank you for this fantastic interview.
Yeah, thank you for making this happen. We're honored to have you talk about some of these awesome shows you just, went through. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, happy to be here. Thanks, man.
yep. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in for this episode of the Ohio Guys here. Thank you all. We'll be seeing you all next time. Bye bye.